somewhere near to the Commonwealth wasteland is a place of joy, happiness and fun, a trader hub by the name of Nuka World, the place where Nuka-Cola is celebrated in all its forms. That was until the raider gangs took over. The disciples, the pack and the operators have taken the entire area and they're holding it for themselves. Now they've taken over it, however, they've begun fighting amongst themselves for territory, and life is pretty grim. This campaign is going to follow the disciples, the pack and the operators as they fight over Nuka World, trying to gain territory and killing each other in a desperate attempt to become the most powerful faction and the controllers of Nuka World. Welcome to the first ever Wasteland Wednesdays. So, before we start the first inaugural fight, I'm going to do a crew breakdown for all three of the gangs. The two in this fight are going to be the operators and the pack. The disciples are going to come in next time. So, yeah, basically the way this game works is there are essentially 5 classes of model. There's the leader, there are champions, there are psychos who are the melee troops, there are scavvers who are the ranged troops, and there are wasters who are essentially the cheap points filler bodies to chuck onto the table. Each gang has slightly different gear that they can give each of the different types. They have slightly different stats. So, like, the pack is far more based around, say, the psychos than the scavvers. But yeah, it's an interesting system. I actually quite like it. It took a while to get my head around, especially because, like, I don't know. If nothing else, where are my veterans and butchers and everything else? Damn it. Actually, the butchers are in the disciples, but still, yeah. Each crew also has a story quest that they're doing, which consists of multiple tiers. Each tier has multiple quests you've got to do. You can do them in any order. You can do multiples at the same time. And yeah, I will be going through each one. Just how this is going to work. So, firstly, I'm going to go down the no, I'm not. I'm going to do the leader first. Our leader is at Alpha. He is called Toro. He is armed with a 10mm pistol and a Deathclaw gauntlet. The 10mm pistol is a fairly rubbish ranged weapon. The Deathclaw gauntlet is one of the scariest melee weapons in the game. So, yeah, guess what he's going to be doing quite a lot. Next to him, we have Roach, who is a top dog. They're the champions for the pack. Roach has got a flamer, which is very close range, but incredibly powerful. Our other top dog is Jack, who has a sledgehammer and predator grenades. Predator grenades are covered in pheromones and basically attack the enemy with a whole bunch of tiny little critters. It's really nasty, and we like them. The psychos are the biggest group. I'll do them last. We have Jane, who is our scavver. She has an automatic... Try to focus. Oh my god. Jane has an automatic makeshift rifle, And she's so good at camouflage, the camera literally will not focus on her. There you go. So yeah, Jane is a scaver with an automatic handmade rifle. I hope you don't get sick of the word handmade rifle. You're going to be hearing it a lot this campaign. Rat is a waster. He's basically our minion to run in and get killed. He's got a pipe revolver, which, if you played the game, you know is actually one of the best pipe weapons in the game. On the psycho side, actually, I think moving in may be easier. Come on, there it is. Cool. We have got Chaz and Dave, who have they have short pipe rifles. No, they don't. Short handmade rifles, which are essentially handmade rifles with the bayonets actually do stuff. Like, the actual model does matter. It means that they're essentially long-ranged guns, but they still have a melee kick to them. We have Alicia, who has a baseball bat and a pipe revolver, which, yep, she is definitely... Like, the baseball bat is good, the pipe revolver is good. At the back, we have Nelly, who has a 10mm pistol and a hand weapon. And we have Brick, who is just armed with a sledgehammer and really wants to get in close so he can pound stuff into the dirt. Oh, come on, don't shoot Roach in the head, not yet. At least wait for Roach to screw up. The pack, this particular crew is known as the Wild Hunt, and their overall goal is display dominance. So over the next few games, they want to win a game on their home turf. As you play the game, you gain dominance in different areas of the park, which, for those of you who haven't played the game, firstly, you should, it's great. But the 5 areas are Safari Adventure, which is the animal, it's a zoo. There is the World of Refreshment, which is the factory which shows you how Nuka Cola is made. There is Kiddie Kingdom, which is the fun fair area. There is Dry Rock Gulch, which is the Cowboy Wild West area, and it's the part that these buildings, you can convert them into. And there is Galactic Zone, which is the sci-fi area. Now, the pack, believe it or not, are going to start with their home turf being Safari Adventure. And they are going to attempt to, lure people into it so they can win. They've got to win a fight on it. They have to, when it comes to picking scenarios, they have to choose the land grab scenario twice. And they have to incapacitate 6 enemy models in melee, which really goes into how they want to play anyway. So, yeah, they're just going to be running in, beating people up, and trying to nick their territory. So, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. On to the operators. On the other hand, the operators crew, known as CJ's Cappers, are absolutely just the most tooled up crew in the wasteland, to the point they only have 9 members because they couldn't afford the 10th one from the box. But hey, that's what you get. They are all about shooting. They want to stay as far back as possible. CJ himself is he's the boss. He's got a combat rifle, because combat rifles are amazing. We've got the two made men. We've got Ken here with a missile launcher. We have Scarlet with a syringer, which is essentially a poisoned sniper rifle. Going on that, we have the Psycho Slick, who has a combat shotgun. We have Vanessa and May, who are our two wasters with 10mm pistols and handmade weapons. And over here we have our scavers this time. We've got Poppy in the front with a marksman's handmade rifle. And we have Barb and Woody at the back, who have just regular handmade rifles. And yeah, as you may have noticed, this crew is basically all about the shooting with a few like cheap bodies to try and pin people in melee combat for a little bit. Just these two are to slow people down while everyone else fires wildly. Their crew objective is they're going for the professionals. They just want to look as good as possible. To this end, they need to modify their guns, specifically pistols and rifles, 3 times. They want to make search actions 6 times, which you want to do search actions because that's how you get mods to mod your gun. And they want to, and unlike the pack, they want to incapacitate 10 enemies at range. They want to stay as far back as possible and take people out, which should be a fairly easy idea with the missile launcher to hopefully take out multiples in a single shot. Stay focused, you bastard. Cool. Their home territory is going to be Dry Rock Gulch. They've gone for a nice western theme for things. And yeah, I'm going to disclose now. I think I've disclosed before, the operators are my favourite of the Raider crews. But if you've seen any of my games before, you fully know that my bias doesn't mean the dice aren't going to dick me anyway. So it'll keep it nice and fair that way. And now for the disciples. Finally, we have the incredibly hard to center disciples in all their glorious edginess. This particular crew is known as the Blood Shadows because of course they are. In the middle we have our leader, the Tormentor, with the precision hunting rifle. Her name is Nyx. We have Gale, the butcher with the syringer. We have Tony, the butcher with the marksman's handmade rifle. This one has no psychos, just wasters, wasters and scavers. So the two wasters are Lyra and Carlos. They both have pipe revolvers and hand weapons. And on the scavers side, we have got Chris and Shank and Chris, who have Rangers hunting rifles, which are hunting rifles with bayonets. They're slightly better in melee. We have got Blaze, who has just a regular handmade rifle. And we have Will and Ben, who both have regular hunting rifles. So it's actually, it's another long range faction like the operators, but they just have slightly worse weapons. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the hunting rifle. The hunting rifle stays with me until the mid game, even in Fallout 4, because I was conditioned by Fallout 3, where it's one of the best weapons in the game. So, yeah. They are all about the edgy terror, which is why their quest is let them know fear. Ha ha ha. They want to get 2 scouting points in 3 locations. Scouting points are used for different bonuses if you're playing in that location, so they're good to have. They want to make 10 models on the opposing force fail confusion checks. Now, in this, if someone is taken out, everyone nearby has a chance of just running directly off the table, which, yeah, it speeds the game up dramatically from everything I've seen so far. But the operators explicitly want to take out people in the middle of large groups to try and make everyone else run away. It's a little bit numbers based, but it should be doable. And lastly, they want to use a disciple's ploy 4 times. Now, ploys are a bit like stratagems in Warhammer 40,000. They are 1-use abilities. They give you a little bit of a buff. There's a few generic ones like you're re-rolling all the fails on a dice pool and stuff like that. But each faction has their own specific ploys. So I'll give you an example of the disciples because we're discussing them here. The disciples get 2. They get thrill kill. If they incapacitate an enemy, everyone within 3 inches of that enemy removes a fatigue token, which essentially means they get another action that turn. And they also get thin the herd, because they are so gloriously goddamn edgy. And if a friendly model dies, then you can use that ploy to give all the champions, which are these 3, Nyx, Tony, and Gale. They get a bonus dice on every single action for the rest of the turn, which is really useful and kind of means you want to just chuck the wasters out to die. Which is a bit harsh, but on the other hand, yeah, they're grunts, it's fine. They're very, very cheap. So, yeah, this is the last group. We'll go into detail on the disciples more like in the next game, because they will be fighting the loser of this game. Because for the first game, I just want to do essentially, this is going to be the box contents. These guys are not box contents. You've got to buy them separately, and of course I did. I'm that person. But yeah, let's actually get into the game. And here we have the setup. The operators are slightly lower rating. So rating is essentially your starting points value. The operators are at 245. The pack are at 246. It's so little in it, it doesn't really matter. Yes, CJ has deployed down here with Slick and the 2 wasters. Everyone else has deployed up around the park map. They're going to aim to get to the building over here for a bit of high ground. They also kind of want the scavenge locations as much as possible. There's one background here as well. There's one up there. And there's one behind the cactuses over there. Cacti, sorry. Over here, the pack have moved into more sort of, well, hunting packs. Jack, Alicia and Sledge, the psycho, more melee-oriented psychos, have all gone down there. With Jane is off on her own at the moment. In the middle, we have Toro leading Nelly and Rat, the waster. And over here, the ranged element of the team, Roach and the 2 short handmade rifles are over here. And yeah, so because they are They have the lower rating. The operators go first. Now, it's essentially, it's alternating activations. If you see my turnip videos, you know how this works. I activate one model and then it goes from blah, 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 blah. Each model has 2 activations, which is called fatigue. So you can either be weary or exhausted. If you're exhausted, you can't activate anymore. But what you can do is you can essentially order other people around. So CJ has a charisma of 5, so he's going to do a move action, and he can order everyone within 5 inches, which does just include May over there. So yeah, everyone, all 4 of these people can, in one activation, move 8 inches, which will get us way closer to the middle of the board and grabbing some of the supplies, which is nice. It's very nice. Yeah, let's move them in. Yep, they have all moved up and they are kind of just in cover, apart from Vanessa down here, who is kind of hoping that she is a bit too small potatoes to get shot at. I think in response, Jack is going to order these four to also move up to try and counter them. I think I'm going to go for a bit of a flank here. Yeah, over here they've moved around the side of the confectionery stand, while Jane is up on top. She can either take a shot into the group down here, especially May is wide open there, or she can grab the loot token there, which is also could be very useful. But over here, Scarlet is going to declare a move, and she is going to order everyone apart from Ken to move with her. Again, trying to get into decent firing positions. Yeah, the operators moved up to flank with Poppy over here, moving down to get better line of sight. I probably could have started there, honestly, but yeah. But the original plan was to get her up on top of here, but I just don't think it's worth it. Yeah, I think Roach and Chaz and Dave are going to activate too. But CJ cannot tolerate the pack having the high ground when the operators are the shooty faction. So he is going to fire with his combat rifle into Jane. All attacks in Fallout factions are based on dice pools. It's a number of d10s equal to the test difficulty, and you're trying to roll underneath the stat. So CJ is firing with a combat rifle, which has a dice pool of 4. Jane is she's not in cover. The cover's going that way, not that way. So that is up to 5. Now, there are 2 different types of dice: luck and regular. A dice pool has a number of dice equal to your luck, and then you build up the rest of the pool with regular dice. So CJ has a luck of 3, so you get 2 additional dice. Luck dice trigger special effects, and they also get you each one that is successful. You means you can roll an additional dice. You then compare it to the target's endurance to see what happens. In most cases with grunts, they die. So CJ rolls his 5 dice. I'm going to roll them down here. You need to get 6 or less. His perception is great. Okay, that is a 1. So currently, oh god, that's actually really bad. 1 luck, 1 regular. I do have to get another one for the luck roll. So that is 3 hits against an endurance of 4. So we have hit. Now the important part is that because we've hit that is and got a crit, that is a 1 harm. Harm is good. It makes future rolls easier against them. They also I've got to make sure I've got this right. My first shot ever. It is less than the endurance, so one extra harm. Okay, so up to 2 harm. So yeah, that makes everything else against her gets bonus dice, which makes taking her out later a lot easier. And also CJ is now exhausted. Bum, bum, bum. In response, I think Jane here is going to fire into May over here. So, she has an automatic handmade rifle. So she's going to do this one again. I'm not going to do this every single time, but she has 2 luck. The gun itself has a dice pool of 3. Now, it's got Storm, so you get Storm 2, so it gets 2 additional dice for being within half range, in this case 7 inches. And May is in the open, so that is a total of 6 dice. Pack scavengers have a perception of 4. Handmade rifle's a perception gun, so I need to roll 4 or less for these to work. No, she completely misses. That's phenomenal. You really do fire more for the sound than anything else, don't you? So yeah, that is her exhausted. Da -da 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 -da. Yeah, the operators are really trying to get like ranged dominance by taking out the only scaver on the pack side. So Slick is going to fire his combat shotgun. It's just within 10 inches. She does have cover from this, but she has 2 wounds, so the dice pool is 6, and it's a perception weapon. So Slick's perception is 4. I need anything under a 4. Oh, that is 3 successes. She's endurance 4, so it is just another point of harm. So yeah, we're up to 3 harm on her now. She's still not dead. But yeah, not fantastic for any of this, basically. Yeah, okay. Who's going to? I've still got Toro and his group up there can still activate, but who's gonna go? Today on is that flamethrower in range of May. Over here, Dave is going to shoot at Woody, and Chaz is going to support to give him a bonus dice. So yes, also they're light handmade rifles, not short handmade rifles. Different weapons. Light handmade rifles are the ones with blades. So okay, we have Psychos are a whole perception of 3, but that's still 2 hits and a critical. That's another dice which fails. Oh, the symbols are on the 1s on these dice, by the way. Just in, so the crit has also gone, which is very useful. That is 2, so that is 1 harm, but it is suppress 1. So the poor Woody has to make a intelligence check. He has intelligence of he's a scaver, intelligence 5. So if I fail the intelligence check, he gains a point of fatigue as well. He just gets suppressed. He's fine. Cool. Okay. So yes, Woody is harmed, but that's fine. He can handle that. In fact, I think he might shoot back into Dave. I will check the stats and see how this goes. I have absolutely decided that the entire entire objective for this turn is for the operators to try to take out Jane. So next up, Scarlet is going to use her Syringer on it. Syringer, normally not very good if you've got to move, but because Jane's got 3 harm on her, the dice pool's pretty good anyway. What we're really fishing for is a single crit, because the Syringer has a poison effect on it, which is really nasty. So, yes, we... do we kill her anyway, actually? No. Perception 6, so that is 4 hits with 2 additional rolls. Yeah, okay, yeah. She's dead anyway. She's dead before the poison effect. That's... yeah, so that is over the endurance, so it's 1 injury and 1 harm. We ignore the harm anyway, but she can only take 1 injury. She is out. Oh, also, don't think anyone is better from here. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, no. Now, luckily for these two down here, measurements do not go through walls. So, they don't actually see her being taken out, so they're fine. If one of these was taken out, I'd have to do confusion checks. But, yeah. Scarlet gets the first kill. And absolutely has earned it. I think it might be time to bring in the big dogs. Yeah, Toro has moved up with Nelly and Rat. And I remembered something I probably should have done for a few of the other guys. I honestly thought the flame was in range. It's not... Roach is not in range of anyone back there. I think 6 inches gets to there. I'm actually really annoyed. Yeah, you can run and go for 12 inches instead, but it takes both of your actions. So, yeah, Nelly has ran into melee combat with CJ. Rat has just ran back down here. Yeah, Toro himself has moved into the middle behind the thing. I think he's going to try popping May in the head, if I'm being entirely honest. On the other hand, he has kind of exposed himself to our sniper here. So, yeah. If we could take down Toro, that would be a huge deal. So, let's go for the shot. Okay, yes. Poppy is going to take a shot at Toro. She only gets 2 dice because this thing needs to stay stationary to aim. But, what I'm really looking for is I just need one of these dice to hit. One of these needs to get 4 or less because it's got a suppression effect. And if I've got a suppression effect, we might be able to knock off his second fatigue before he shoots my poor waster in the face. So, one of these needs to be 4 or less. That is 2 hits. Doesn't actually matter, I can't beat his endurance, but I may as well do it. Best practice and all that. Okay, yes, that is 2 hits. Now, that is 1 harm, which is of itself very good. Makes it slightly easier to knock him down next time. And also, he gets 3 dice. His endurance is 6, so he needs to roll 6 or less on all 3 dice. Absolutely does. Does not care that he's been shot. But 1 harm on the boss, no bad thing, especially because he's also got 3 wounds, so he is not messing around right now. Yeah, Toro is going to shoot the poor waster directly in front of him. 3 dice normally, 1 because she's in the open. So pistols are agility weapons. Yep, cool. His agility is 5, so that is 4 hits and 3 additional dice. She's only endurance. Actually, she's dead anyway, but yeah, she is incredibly incapacitated. Just blam, straight in the face. He just walked up and just plugged her in the face, which is exactly how a unit leader should be in this game, damn it. However, he has kind of just opened himself up, hasn't he? It's time to break out the missile launcher. Before I do, CJ's within 3 inches, so he's going to make a confusion test. It's 2 dice, and you've got to roll below their intelligence. So that is 6. He absolutely does not care that one of his teammates was just shot in their head in front of him. It's all fine. Now I'm going to use the missile launcher. Okay, we are missiling Toro, and the way this works is you pick a missile launchers don't actually target models. You pick an area, and then you roll 1 attack dice for everyone in the area. At the moment, it's just him, but honestly, the more tactically your sound ploy would be to shoot down here and hitting all 3 of these. I should do that. I should do that. I do want to kill Toro. No. Actually, yes, I'm going to do that because there is a rule in the game that if someone is within 1 inch of the line thing, you can pick that. So Nelly could have taken that, and I could hit CJ. I'm going to missile Toro. Okay, he's endurance 6, and I get a large number of dice. I need to get 4 or less, which is all of them with 2 more. But neither of them work. Okay, that is 6 successes. I have defeated his thing, so that is 1 harm from the takes his harm, he's up to harm 2. Oh no, he gets an additional harm from maim, so he's up to harm 3, and he's taken an injury. He actually has 3 wounds, so I've got to take him injure him 3 times. That's going to be a lot easier now. Yeah, down here, Jack is going to throw a predator grenade basically here, so it hits CJ and Vanessa. Roll 1 injury roll. He's agility 5. It's an agility weapon, so oof, that's another 2 dice. That might actually be enough to just insta. 5 is not quite enough. Oh no, it is. It is enough to insta give Vanessa. Vanessa's gone. 5 is also enough to put a harm and an injury onto CJ. So yeah, both of the bosses are equally injured. Cool, that was terrifyingly good. I actually don't know if the pipe revolver's in range or anything anymore. Bomb. Still, holy crap, man. Over at the back, Woody and Barb are going to fire into Roach. Woody's going to take the shot with Barb covering, so that is 5 dice. Okay, it is a basic handmade rifle, so that's perception, and they're scavers, so perception is 4. That is 3 hits with 2 extras from the luck. If I can get 1 more, that is going to be an injury. No. Okay, cool, so they're harmed, but it is suppression 3. So let's see, can I roll? I'm going to make an intelligence check, or it loses its second action. Doesn't really matter, it can't do anything, but no, it's fine, but it's going to have Roach is going to have to pass anyway. And he takes 1 harm. Okay, not actually a huge amount left to do. Oh, one thing I have checked is I can't find anything that says you can't shoot into melee. So if I can, if it's in range, Alisa's going to use her pistol to shoot CJ. She's in range. She's going to shoot CJ. She gets 4 dice. I really want to crit on this. Okay, cool. The it is an agility weapon because it's a pistol, and she is a psycho, so her agility is 5. Oh, they're all 10s. 0 is not a 10. So yeah, she gets 2 hits. Crit would be great. So it's got a the critical ability is Pierce, which reduces the endurance, but that doesn't do anything. It would have been great if it was slightly with more high numbers, but it does get harm up to 2. He is slightly easier to kill now. You know what? The operators are entirely going to pass. I'm just not going to bother doing anything with Ken. So we get the initiative token for the next turn. And then the pack is also going to pass because there's nothing they can do. So yeah, I'm going to remove all the activation tokens, then go on to turn 2. Okay, at the top of turn 2, most obvious thing to do, Scarlet is going to spend another point of fatigue to aim, which she thinks she can do with the syringer, and she's going to shoot Toro. Toro is injured, so together that is 7 dice. Come on. Okay, the syringer is a perception weapon. She is perception 6, so that is 2 more dice from the luck roll. Okay, so that is, fortunately, she wasn't going to quite get enough to immediately incapacitate. That you can't do another point of harm, so you're going to take the injury. Now, the important one is, it's going to be a 1, not a 4. 1 wound left. The important part is, Toro now has to do a poison check. It is poison 3. Roll 3 dice. For each dice above his endurance of 5, he takes another harm, which translates to injuries if he runs out of harm. So, yeah, Toro has been taken down by Scarlet. Good job, Scarlet. You're doing great. Okay, and now probably wants to go with Nelly. Nelly could go into melee combat right now and try and kill CJ at the same time. Yeah, Nelly's going to do that. Okay, yeah, Nelly is going to try hitting CJ in the face with a plank, and is going to completely miss. Oof. On the plus side, hand weapons are fast, so they can attack more than once. On the downside, just Jesus Christ. Right, next up. Okay, Slick is going to try saving his boss with a combat shotgun. Lots of dice. As a psycho, his perception is unfortunately only 4. He is not actually all the grunts are perception 4. I don't want to talk about. He's as good a shot as anyone else. It's 3 with 2 more from the luck. That is 5. That is enough to cause an injury, which means Nelly has been. Nelly the elephant packed her trunk and went all the way to the incapacitated stage. And Slick has stolen their activation token. Right. onto the pack phase. I think I'm going to activate this crew down here and get them to run in. Jack and Brick have both moved into CJ, and Alicia has moved over here to try and grab the garage token over there. Poppy is going to retaliate by trying to shoot Jack in the face. She's going to aim for another point of fatigue, and lots of dice. She needs 4s. Oh, that's rubbish. That's just a single point of harm, and worse, not a single crit, because the crit is what you're going for. That's the she's got suppression on her handmade rifle. Boo. Boo, 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 boo. Who's next? Who's next on the pack side? Okay, yeah, Jack is going to try taking out CJ with more dice than is healthy. Because, yeah, moved this turn, so wind-up triggers. Jack is strong enough to use a sledgehammer. If you're not, then you get penalties. And CJ is quite wounded. Oh no! Yeah, strength 5, so get another 2. Okay, cool. That is enough to do an injury as well as a harm. I was genuinely worried for a second there. After all, after bigging that up, not even being able to equal his endurance would have sucked. Yeah, so up to 3 harm. And also, he's down to 1 injury left. And he has finished. On to our heroic operators phase. You know what? Both of these two, again, they're going to fire into Roach. So, yeah, let's get the dice. Okay, we really, really, really need to sort out this flamethrower or he's going to murder someone. Right. Get a pile of dice because he's injured and we're doing supporting fire and everything else. Yeah, that's great. Okay, 1 failed. Oh, 2 failed. It's perception 4. 3 failed. Still, he's endurance 4, so that is 1 harm. He actually has 2 injuries, 2 health, so blamp. And he's got 1 wound left. Cool. Absolutely doable. I think it's gonna have to be their turn. Okay, they have moved around here with Roach trying to get a decent shot on Scarlet. Barb is going to cover with covering fire from Woody to shoot at Roach with so many dice now. I really just need to. He needs to die. He very much needs to die right now. One, 2. He's not going to. That's crap. Okay. He does, however, get a suppression attack, so he's up to harm 3. Cannot be more harmed. Good. He's suppressed, so he needs to make 3 dice. He's going to fail. Oh, that's it. Okay, that works for me. Fails the suppression, so he immediately goes back over to fully fatigued, and so do both of them. As we move on to everyone else. Brick is going to try and take out CJ. Needs he's got 4 he's strength 4, got 4 dice. Needs 5s to get the injury. And whiffs completely. Oh no. Oh very no. Yeah. Okay. Actually not that many people left. I guess Slick is going to punch Rat. Okay, it is doable, but it's a strength 2 check, and Rat is endurance 3, so I basically need to make both of these and then get some crit dice. There's one, I can't do it. No, but I do at least put a harm on him, which, meh, I will take it. Yeah, okay. Over here, I think Chaz and Dave are going to shoot Woody. Dave is going for the shot specifically, and it's going to go into Woody. Needs 3s. Ooh. Gets 4, which is enough to just take Woody down. Woody is gone. Ah, oh dear. That is a pretty good trade for the two fire shooting up the top. Also, confusion check. She is intelligence 5. Yep, she's fine. One of them. Oh, I believe one of them needs to be under, but I'm just going to check that if it needs to be both. I am kind of boned. So, CJ has disengaged from these two, and Dave, without the covering from Chaz, is going to fire into Scarlet. She's not Scarlet. She's Barb. And gonna hit twice. Get another roll. Nope, that is 2. I believe light handmade rifles have suppression still. They do. It's only 1, but still. Yeah, no, it's fine. She's fine. Doesn't matter, she's on full fatigue. But yeah, that is 1 harm on Barb for later on, which is not great if you're Barb, really. Right? The entire firefight up the top is not doing phenomenally well for the operators. Ugh. Okay, only one thing for it. CJ is going to shoot Roach in the back of the face. Because he gets 8 dice to do it. He needs to get 4 successes to kill him. He gets another 2 from the luck dice. Okay, so that is 8. That is double his endurance. So even if he had multiple health left, that's enough to just immediately incapacitate. It's been back of their head, just wham. And he is, oh, yeah. One nice thing about these is you know where your models are. He is now exhausted. Right, it's time for a member of the pack to do something really, really comically stupid. And that stupid thing is the Waster is going to attack the Psycho in melee combat without a melee weapon. So that is 2 dice, it's strength 3. Does hit, doesn't do anything else, but does put a harm on Slick. Like, everyone is gradually getting injured over the course of the game. It's just, yeah. He is okay. Okay. Only person I've got left to activate is Ken. Now I'm going to confirm that you can move and shoot with the missile launcher, because otherwise this is going to be a very short turn. Okay, so I have a feeling things are going badly for the pack. I might be wrong, I'm getting that feeling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use them to deny as many resources to the operators as possible. And down here, Alicia is going to do a rummage action on this salvage token. The way it works is you can either go for chems or you can go for caps and parts. I'm going to go for caps and parts because that is better for a long-term campaign. Basically, it means you're going to hire more people. You can upgrade your weapons. It's really, really useful. So, you roll 2d10. The higher one is the number of caps. The lower one is the number of parts. So we've got 8 caps and 4 weapon parts, which means we can, start playing around with the weapons, which is very cool. It's a very, very cool, like, campaign thing. So yeah, we have a bit more cash, can start hiring some new people, buying some chems before we start, which I will absolutely forget to ever use. I can do the same thing up there. Doesn't matter, does not matter. I'm going to fire the missile launcher. Okay, if I target directly here, all 3 of them are within 3 inches, which is just brutal. Time to roll the damage. So much damage. Need 4 or less is for successes. Oh, only 2 successes. So, and no maim, so that is just everyone takes a point of harm and nothing else. Like, the missile launcher really looks like it should be some, like, massive damage thing, but it's way more about causing harm for everyone else. Which is cool, do not get me wrong, it's just, it really looks from, like, its massive dice pool like it should be just wiping out whole sections of the enemy. Which I guess, for balance, it's good that it doesn't. That over. Okay, so I could, you know what? No, I was going to do a search action with Chaz, but Chaz could take a shot at Barb, and if we can basically control the entire top bar, these two can then run around and start flanking from the other side. So it may not be completely the worst idea for him to take the shots. I'm going to check to see if he's in range. I think that's going to be the important part here. Okay, yep, going to take the shot. 5 whole dice. Focus. Gets no hits. I should have just done the scavenging. Yeah, the operators are going to pass. They're going to keep the initiative going into turn 3. Then the pack are going to pass. It is time to clear everything up and get into turn 3. Okay, yeah, just getting a quick overview of what the battlefield looks like. As CJ is going to stand exactly where he is and take a shot at Jack. There is no... he doesn't get aiming bonuses for this. Combat rifle doesn't get aim. So, still gets a bucket load of dice. He is perception 6. Oh, that's dreadful. Come on. Need 1 more 6 or less. Oh my god. That's a point of harm. Oh, that was up to harm 3 at least. But that is truly goddamn dreadful. I think in response, Jack is going to activate and move, him and Brick to engage people. You know what? Scarlet is done playing around. She's going to syringe her. Jack. Again, so many dice. She's aiming as well. She needs 5 or less. I believe she's perception 5. Perception 6. This kid's is how you hit. No, she does an injury and also it's a poison 3, so
Let's roll that. Yeah, Jack is dead. Cool. Moving swiftly on. Dave is going to stay where he is, take a shot at Barb over there. They're not great shots, they don't need to be really. Not going to be enough to do the thing, but yeah, okay. That's another point of harm into Barb. So yeah, that's not great. Again, not great for Barb. Barb is just so outnumbered. To the point that, yeah, Barb is going to go into cover just down there, because otherwise she's going to get the crap kicked out of her. Down here, Brick is going to attempt to smash Poppy with a sledgehammer. It's going to get one hit, which is nothing. It's a single harm. So, yeah. You know what? You know what? Combat rifle's fast. Combat rifle, I could use that to shoot Rat in the back right now. It'll only be 5 dice, but he's a waster, so he's only endurance 3. If we can pull it off. Ooh. Oh no, I don't. I like it. 6 dice with 3 luck. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna try shooting Rat in the back. That is another 3 dice. Yeah, Rat's gone. Rat is very gone. Yeah, they've lost 6 of their teammates now. Oh, at least that has gone. Honestly, at this point, I think the pack, I think, are going to run at the end of the turn. If you take the initiative by just having less activations than your opponent, then you can choose to flee at the end of the battle. And honestly, at this point, there are so few people left, and I don't think, yeah, I don't think anything's really going to help. So, yeah, okay, I think we're rolling. Okay, before we go, Alicia is charging into CJ, see if we can at least take down the boss in melee before anything else happened. Slick is, however, going to try shooting her with a shotgun. Oh, she's got a point of harm, so that's an extra dice. No, nothing. That's just a point of harm. That's absolutely nothing. So, yeah, I guess Alicia gets to smack Carlos with a baseball bat. Not Carlos, CJ, even. Yes, I'm going to try smacking him with a baseball bat. Get 2 bonus dice because wind up. Needs 4s to hit. Needs all of these to hit. She's not going to be able to do it. Oh, no, she is. She's got 2 luck. No, she's not. That's 4 successes. She needed 5. She physically cannot harm the guy. Harm! I forgot the harm. She gets all the bonus dice from the harm. It's 5 successes. She's done the last point of injury. She has actually taken out CJ in melee combat just before the entire pack is. The pack's going to run. The pack is absolutely going to run away. Mainly because, yeah, this is not great for them. Yeah, let's see. I think, oh, I see one here. basically the operators have a free round of shooting now. Like they can shoot back into Barb, but that's about all they can do. Oh no, I think Barb is going to take a shot into sod it into Chaz, because Chaz hasn't activated yet. So yeah, it's a handmade rifle with 2 luck. She's no, not firing into the open. Chaz is in cover, so come on, focus. She can't do enough. No, she harms, but that's it. Okay. You know what? Seeing as they're going to run, Chaz up there is going to do another scavenge action. Oh, so it's 18 caps and 9 parts in total, which is pretty good, actually. Yeah, no, hell yeah. Well, we will take that. Sounds very, very good. Decided not to focus again. Come on. Okay, cool. Who's next? Okay, if I fire the missile exactly where the tiny dice is, it hits both of these and not this guy, which I'm going to do. 6 dice, needing 4s to hit. Oof. 2 hits. Oh, that is the 2 lucky dice. No, still nothing. Okay, so that is it maims. So basically they're both up to harm 3 now. Which is, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. I've seen better, I've seen worse. Mainly because he can't shoot or go into combat anymore. Well, he can go into combat, but he can't move and attack. No one else can really do anything. Oh, you know what? Dave is going to fire into Scarlet. Get 2, 3, 5 dice now because she's got 2 harm on her. Absolutely, yeah, cannot do it. Okay, she's up to 3 harm. Poppy is going to disengage. I think you can guess where this is going to go. But before it does, Chaz is also going to take a shot at, not Scarlet, Barb. A shot at Barb. Feels like may as well at this point. Again, is not going to be able to do enough, but may as well. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't do anything, just harm 3 is the maximum. Now, the important one is Poppy here. Literally the last thing that for the last part of the game. Poppy here is going to shoot Brick in the face with her marksman's rifle. Unfortunately, she cannot aim. So that does mean he's got 3 harm, 2 luck, bonus 3 dice. Because yeah, marksman's handmade rifle has 2 dice normally. She needs 4s to hit, and she needs to get 4 hits to kill. Yep. Brick gets blown away. The pack are going to flee the scene, and yeah, look, I say when I say pack, I of course mean Alicia and the Chuckle Brothers over there. Yeah, we now have some post-story stuff to deal with. a post game, the actual like plot line to do it. Okay, before we do anything else, because the pack retreated, I get the 3 remaining stashes. So, first stash is 9 caps and 6 parts. Second one is up to 11 caps and 7 parts. Third one, 19 caps and crap. 11 parts, 13 parts. I will, yep, 19 caps, 13 parts. I will absolutely check the footage and make sure I added them up right. Turns out that was a bad idea to do in my head. Okay, so first thingy is first order of business is treat the wounded. For a gang's first engagement, they don't have to do treat the wounded at all, so they're fine. I am gonna got to resolve story outcomes, which means I get 2d10 extra caps. That's another 6 caps. I will take it. Next up, we have got clear chems. If we grab any chems on the battlefield, you don't keep them. Well, I assume they're used very quickly afterwards. Make story actions. Okay, right. I am going to. Do you know what? For this crew, I am going to do 2 modify weapon actions. I need to modify weapons as part of their quest. So I am going to modify the combat rifle and the syringer. They've got the parts. Oh, it's 9 parts, by the way. I checked the footage. Yeah, the combat rifle is going to spend 3 parts to put it up to 5 piercing instead of 4 piercing. That's an extra dice on the dice pool. And Scarlet Syringer has been upgraded. It's going to be, that's 5 parts to give it suppression 3. So it means that she can cause a crap load of harm and a crap load of fatigue, which is awesome. Very, very cool. So yeah, that's basically, I mean, that's it. Don't have enough XP to advance anybody, so there's that. We don't complete a quest, so there's that. Finishing touches is just paperwork that I will do off screen. So that is that entirely done, and now onto the pack. Now, there are downsides to retreating, namely that you get 1 less action afterwards, and it was one of the bits where it's like, I could have stayed around because there's no treat the wounded after the first game, but at that point it would have just been given the operators free kills for their thing, which put them further ahead. You gain bonus XP for every single quest point you do. So yeah, like I said, if they just taken out all 10 models, that would have been the entire thing in 1 round, and it wouldn't have been worth it. So didn't bother. How it does mean I only get 1 story action, and that story action is going to be, I am going to drop 2 parts to upgrade Alicia's baseball bat. I'm wrapping it in chains and putting a bunch of nails through it. So it's now a it's dice pools 4 rather than 3. I figure she's earned it, being the only person to get a melee kill this time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the first game is down. Operators have won the first round. Dun, dun, dun. So, yeah, that was the first game of Fallout Factions Wasteland Warfare. The operators are onto a roll. But one thing I'm going to add is this is all the terrain that comes in the base box. It's about half of what the what they suggest. They suggest 4 large pieces, which are the like buildings, and then about 2 to 4 of the smaller pieces, which is basically everything else per large bit. So like they say 4 to 6 large bits and then about 8 to 12 smaller pieces. Yeah, we're on 2 large and about 8 small. So this is probably, it's as you saw there, it completely favoured the ranged faction over the melee, and that was with me trying to give the more cover over on the pack side. Gonna get more terrain for next time. I just wanted to show, like, this is what, yeah, this is like, yeah, this is what it looks like when the this is just like, this is the boxes. So yeah, starting next week, the pack is going to take on the disciples. Hopefully the more terrain will have arrived by then. And yeah, if you want to see that, remember to subscribe, ring that bell. If you're rooting for a specific faction, I know some of you are, let me know down in the comments who you want to win. And yeah, if you have joined because it's Fallout, just to let you know, I have other things here. Saturdays we do Battle Box Bat Rep, which is fights mostly based around like a single starter box army. During the week we do 5 Parsecs from Home, which is a solo role-playing war game. Check them out, they are a ton of fun. And yeah, hell yes. Welcome to Nuka World. Can't wait for more. Till then, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.